Alright, so here we have the Tailgate Assist by DeeZee. And I went ahead and opened the package. I hate this packaging. Absolutely can't stand when people use that stuff. You spend half your time just trying to get in it. Try not to cut yourself with a razor blade. Wish companies would just stop using it, but that's not what this video is about. So, we got Tailgate Assist by DeeZee. There's your part number. Shows you right there, RAM 1500 09 2018, RAM 2500 3500, 2010 to 2019. So let's go ahead and get these opened up. So going over the parts list here, we've got the shock, you got your ball mount plate, this guy. You got what they call your nut insert tool. Now keep in mind, this gold piece here is your nut insert. This is your tool. They just go ahead and they put it on there for you. So try not to get confused there. Because you'll see, they say nut insert tool. And then they say bottom plate. And then they say nut insert. So, nut insert tool, nut insert. Hope that makes sense. They then go say torque wrench, that guy, cable clip, the strip for the protection strip, and then a T45 Torx. Well, they say, oh sorry, they say the bolt and then the T45 Torx. Well, that's your T45 Torx, so that's another thing they make confusing. So if you're looking for a missing part, it's the T45 Torx, which is the same as the torque wrench. Why they labeled it twice like that, I don't know. So now then, we get on the tools. You want your flathead screwdriver, your hammer. I use a brass. It makes it a little nicer. It's a little more forgiving. You got your 5mm Allen wrench, your flat punch, tape measure. You got your pliers, 10mm wrench, 4mm Allen head, Phillips head, screwdriver, and a couple other things you probably want. Some sort of razor blade, getting into the package. And I'm not going to use this. So since I have the tool, I have the 45 Torx and a ratchet, I'm going to go that route. So for your first step, you're going to want your nut insert. You want your 5mm Allen wrench, your 10mm wrench, and you want the hammer to tap it in. Keep in mind, you keep this where it's at. You just turn the nut. Once it's tight, you go ahead and then you turn this screw or nut insert back out, and then you'll be able to get these washers off, and just the nut insert will be in there. Now that the threaded insert is in, you'll need your bottom plate, your bolt, and your 4mm Allen wrench. Next step, you're gonna remove your cable, bolt. You're gonna put your upper bracket on, and then reinstall the cable and the bolt. Now you'll want to remove this rubber tailgate bumper. If you have trouble removing this rubber bumper, it's literally just a push-in body clip. So you have to get behind this plastic screw and you can just pull it out, and then the whole thing will come out. If not, just yank it off. Your next step is going to be to flatten this limiter right here. You need it to flatten out so that way it won't stop on these little tabs and will move freely. Now you'll want to measure down from the top of the cable 3.5 inches to put on the cable stop. Next, go ahead and clean the body right here and right here to add on the clear paint protection film. I use the spray away glass cleaner and blue shop towels to do that. And then the final step is just installing the shock. You're going to want to take and just push it on like so. You'll then grab the shock and you'll pull down on it. And it's going to be pretty hard, but it should be, because it's got to hold your tailgate. That's it. That's complete. You won't be putting that rubber bumper back on, just so you know, because the shock has to set in here. Alright guys, there it is, all installed. One thing I'd like to note, I measured from where I thought top of cable would be. You know, top of cable, that's where it's cut at. That's where it's clipped. It didn't work right. And the reason is it's too far up, so it'll actually tuck in behind here. You got to measure from the bottom of the connecting point, top of cable. If that makes sense. 3.5 inches down to the top of this. And there you go. It's working. It's awesome. My review on it, as far as complexity, I'd say it's only like a 3. As far as the way it works, I don't like this. Not something I'm a fan of. I wish they would have maybe designed that just a little better. Like I said, when I had this too far up, it tucked behind it, actually bound up in here. Seems to be working fine now. It's really no different from this side. It's just that one's a lot nicer because it's not hitting something. Other than that, I mean, you open it, you walk away, it does its thing. There you go. Like the video, subscribe, and we'll keep making some more.